I gotta do a little of both because, you know, the fight starts standing up, so I've been working a lot of stand-up more than ever, so, you know, I'm trying to showcase a little bit of stand-up skills, but, you know, he's good on his back with submissions and stuff, so there's, you know, no position like I gotta be here to win, you know, I gotta train in all the positions, so I gotta get with my coaches and actually make the game plan, but, you know, he's pretty well-rounded, so there's no real weakness where I want to be. So I know there's a lot of stand-up and you know, all the aspects of it. Yeah, I mean, all his losses were different. You know, Verdum, he submits anybody. You know, so he just got caught. He got caught in his last fight. You know, so I think you know, those were fights where he knocked the guy down. He got on top and something bad happened, but that's why we fight, you know, because those things kind of happen. Yeah, of course he's you know, his mid-30s, something like this. It's not like he's been injured or slow or anything. It's just he, you know, got the wrong opponent at the wrong time, and you know, he's winning something, split second happen, and that's why we fight, because there's always unpredictable. And like I said, those fights, like he was winning. He just got caught. So to say that there's some problem at home or some problem with his life, I can't see this. You know, I don't see it in the fighting. I just see like situations where someone got caught, and that's just the way fighting is. It doesn't mean you could train the best training camp ever and go in there and still get caught, or you could have the worst training camp ever and still get caught. So it's just something that happens. Well, it's two things. One is exciting for me because I've always wanted to come to Russia. You know, in Moscow, it's like a dream come true to be able to come here. The second thing, he's, you know, got the home advantage. You know, he's from here, and you know, he's just got to drive to work, so to speak, and get out of his car and do it while I got to travel here. So, and all the fans are going to be behind him. But you know, when we get in the ring, it's me and him, and they got to black out the other things. But you know, of course, it's, you know, an advantage to fight in your hometown. So it's good for him. But I'm excited to come here. Just the right opportunity. This may be my last heavyweight fight, regardless of the outcome. So, you know, I'm signed with Strikeforce, and I'll be looking at light heavyweight after this fight. But, you know, he's the same size as me in this fight, so it's neither here nor there. I don't have to be big or small or anything for this fight, so size isn't going to matter. But after that, yeah, Show 5 is probably a good possibility. I fought a very bad fight. You know, I fought a guy who's a better wrestler. His stand-up was, you know, I underestimated his stand-up. And so I made, you know, the choice of, you know, working on things and not focusing on things that, like the stand-up that I needed to. So I guess the mistake would be, you know, to fix is, you know, work on all aspects of the fight. You know, Fedor, I think, is a much more powerful puncher and that, so I have to be very, very careful. I had a tough match with Verdum and had a little problem with my elbow, so I put some anti-inflammatory lotion and then put a sleeve on it, and he was complaining that it was slippery, so I put a shirt on, but he complained to the ref, and so it was qualifying. You know, he was only on the ground for like 2 seconds. He just like got up, and you know, Dan Henderson's got a very powerful punch and just caught him at the right spot. So Dan Henderson and me have a totally different game. So I don't think that was a weakness. I think maybe it was a mistake how he got up. I think he realizes that, but I don't think that his ground game is a weakness at all. I think he's got a lot of submissions, so I think he just made a mistake that you're probably correct. And of course, I mean, nobody's ever had a streak like that, especially at heavyweight, you know, 30 whatever straight wins and 10 or 11 wins. And he beat the best of the best, the prime, all the guys that were in their prime, you know. When Guerra was in his prime, and all the, Pro Cop was in his prime. He killed those guys. So, yeah, he's the best. I tell people that Fedor is the greatest just because I think it's just a fact. It's really not an opinion. I think just look at the facts, what he did for so long. Well, I mean, I think Fedor's in there. I think Josh Barnett is probably in there. Arlovsky, he went a long time, a very good heavyweight. And, Tim Sylvia won a long time. Even though people don't like his style, he won a lot of fights. He held the title for a long time. So, I don't know, that's like 4. I thought those are, Guerra as well. He was the Pride champion for a while. And those guys are like legends, like some of the better guys in the sport. So, because different training methods and stuff, I've never been knocked out. And my body feels good. So as long as I have the motivation and my body feels good, I'm only going to do this. And while I can be competitive and I want to compete at the highest level for titles, and I don't want to do this if just take fights to take fights, to make a payday. If I'm not at the best that I can be, then I'm going to step down right away.